Greetings everyone. Today we're going to do a tutorial on how to register for work in Workintexas.com. Workintexas.com is the largest free job matching network in Texas and has filled over 2 million jobs so far. Not only is it a great resource to find work, it is also a requirement if you are filing for unemployment benefits in the state of Texas. Let's get started. First, you will go to www.workintexas.com. This will need to be in your address bar and not your search bar. Once you get there, you'll be at the home page, which looks like this. You'll go to the right and choose Job Seeker Registration. It will take you to the Job Seeker Use Agreement. You will read all of that and scroll to the bottom and choose I accept. Now you'll enter your name, next you'll enter your email address, It's a good idea to enter your email address because this will allow for faster communication from Work in Texas, and that could be any kind of job fairs or job matches that you may receive. Next, you'll enter your social security number, and you do have to retype it to confirm. However, for the purpose of this video, because it is public, I'm not going to enter mine. When you're creating yours, you need to go ahead and enter that. On the PIN number, you will leave this blank. Do not try to set up a PIN number or don't try to use a PIN number for unemployment benefits. It will not allow you to finish. Go down to the bottom, you're going to create a user ID. And a password. Your password needs to be between 6 and 32 characters with at least one letter and one number. If you have chosen a user ID that someone already has, the computer will tell you and then you'll have to go back and change it. You'll do your security questions. You have to enter the answer twice. This is if you forget your password. They'll use these security questions to verify your identity. Once you do that, you click Next. Here it'll tell me that I've created my logon, and I need to go ahead and write that down and write my password so I don't forget. If, like I said, someone else has that user ID, it will tell you at this point, and then you would have to go back and change it. Choose Next. This is asking me for my social again because it knows that I didn't enter it the first time. Your screen may not show this because you would have already entered yours. I'm going to choose Next. Next, I'm going to click the blue button that says Continue Registration. It's asking me for my gender and my date of birth. The bottom part is completely optional. You do not have to answer this. I'm going to go ahead and do it just for the video and choose Next. Mailing address. This is not my real address in video land, so please don't try to go to these people's house. They would not appreciate it. You see my email address again here. If you didn't enter it at the beginning, you can still have the option to enter it here. At the bottom, contact preference. As we said, it's better to have your email, but if you can only receive correspondence by regular mail, you would choose mailing address. Choose Next. Highest education achieved, whether it was grade school, high school, a little bit of college, or a lot of college, whether you graduated or not. Go ahead and choose that. I'm going to choose high school / GED. Currently employed, no. School status, not attending. U.S. military, no. And no, I did not earn more than half my wages in farm worker processing. The bottom part is very important. If you do not choose anything here, the system will not allow you to see job matches. And that's what we want. Everybody wants to get job matches. That's the whole purpose of this program. So if you have a driver's license or a state-issued ID card, you will choose this option, Class C Standard Driver's License. Of course, if you have a commercial license or a motorcycle license, you will indicate that and plus any endorsements that you have. I'm going to choose Class C and hit Next. search for occupations. I was a cashier. I'm going to type that in here and hit search. It's giving me a list of options that are related to cashiering. And choose the very first one because it does say cashier. 5 years, license, no. Supervisory experience, no. The bottom, there's skills. You can go in individually and put your years of experience here. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do it, but I will go back and do it later. There's going to be another video. It's a very important video. It's about my portfolio, and we have to do a separate one for that because it will take a little bit longer. So I'm going to choose next here. You see the cashier is up there. Real quick, another way to search, you'll choose category. You'll click on the drop down box and go down to food preparation and hit search. Everything related to food prep. I'm going to choose fast food. 0 years, 6 months. Yes, I have a food handler's license, so I'm going to say yes, and no supervisory experience. Skills I'll do later. Hit next, and there we go. Next, I'm going to choose my location. I'm going to choose Dallas because this is where I live. Area will be Dallas. I can, if I want to condense it a little bit, I can choose an actual city or suburb, but I want to see everything in the Dallas area. Next, I'm going to choose my pay. I always choose $7.25 an hour. The reason being is I want to be able to see everything that's out there between $7.25 an hour and $1 million an hour. I want to choose full-time. All, regular, temp, short term, doesn't matter. Shift, I want to see everything. Now, when it comes down to it, I may not be able to work overnight, but if the money is right, I might change my mind. So again, I want to see everything. It's up to me to make that decision whether I can work for $7.25 an hour or I can work that third shift. This way, I'm not left out with anything. You scroll to the bottom, you're going to choose your language or languages, whichever. Okay, we're at the last step. Enter your employer information. My case was CEFCO. Okay, job title, cashier. I'm going a little fast because the video, you know, when you upload it and all that, it only gives you a certain amount of time. So that's why I'm going too fast. You may have to rewind or go back or something to view something if you miss it. Job duties. This is where I struggle, but I have the help of this handy dandy website here, www.onetonline.org. It's onetonline.org. I'm going to choose to enter cashier in the occupation quick search. It's going to give me a list. Choose cashier. And there you have tasks. All I'm going to do is copy this, go back to my registration, and paste it. Now, you want to make sure that you go in and edit this, make sure it's relevant. And you see this is in present tense, but the job was past tense. So I need to go in there and say received instead of received. Now, I want to probably make it exciting and add some adjectives in here. So I'm going to type in eagerly and greeted, not greet. Okay, now I'm going to spell check because I want to make sure everything's good. So I click over here, I choose the spell check button that says ABC. Guess what? I spelled eagerly wrong and it highlights that. So I'm going to go back in, spell it right, do my spell check, and now I'm good. Just wanted to show you a little bit of information on how to do that spell check. Current salary, say $500 a month. Yes, it was part-time, so I'm going to enter my hours here. Choose non-managerial. It was part-time. Supervisor, Johnny Depp. Position, he was a store manager. the reason I left was relocated. Please do not enter into reason for leaving that you got in a fight with your boss or you couldn't get along with your boss. This just doesn't look good. Even if that's the case, try to think of something else creative to say instead of that. Because if you say something negative about your past supervisor, it doesn't look good. I mean, it doesn't look bad on them. It looks bad on you because you're the one saying that. I'm going to add another work history, a little about work history, and we'll go over this in the portfolio. Do not put more than 4 employers. This is going to be a resume. It should be a snapshot. You don't want to put everything you've ever done on here if it's 10 jobs because it looks like you're a job hopper. Save all of that other experience that you have for that interview. That will give you some conversation. So enter here, employer name, TI. Actually, I'm going to write it out, Texas Instruments. I don't want to abbreviate. Okay. Okay, job title, production helper. Okay, job duties. Again, I'm going to click on this another internet tab. Go back to my ONET. I'm going to type in production helper. Search. It's the first one. Click on that and I'm going to copy and go back to my registration and paste. Before I continue, if I'm in real time, I'm going to go in there and edit it, make sure everything's right, add or take away whatever I need to do. Salary, $1,000 a month. It was not part-time, so I don't have to enter the hours here. It was a technical position. It was full-time. Sean Connery was my supervisor. Reason for leaving here, I'm going to say mass layoff. Anytime you work for an employer and they lay off like a big group of you, this is always the best way to go because it lets the future employer know that it was through no fault of your own. Choose next. You see I have 2 work histories. This is good for now, but when we go back to our portfolio, we're going to add some more information to it. I'm going to choose next. Now, you will see this brings up a quick glance of your resume. You see you have your personal information, the last 2 employers, language, and driver's license. Now, again, I'm not real thrilled with this, even though it'll work. I need some work on my resume, so that's where my portfolio comes in. Please stay tuned for the next video so that you will be able to see how to correctly create your resume in Workintexas. A little bit, just to kind of give you an overview. I'm going to go back to my home page here. Okay. This is what it looks like when you sign in. If you choose Match Jobs Now, the blue button there, it will bring up all your job matches. You'll want to click on each one, especially if you're on unemployment. You do not want this to stay at 19 because they could potentially cut your benefits. This number needs to go down to 0, and that tells unemployment that you have viewed all of your jobs and hopefully applied for them. So you're just going to go through each one. The first one, assistant manager at Brahms. I'm going to read the job description. Scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to say if I'm interested or not qualified. Not qualified just simply means that maybe they need a certification and you don't have it, or if it's a nursing position and you don't have a degree, whatever the case is. I'm not interested is just saying that maybe it's too far for you to drive for $7.25 an hour. It's not the same thing as turning down a job. Keep that in mind. The one you're going to most commonly use is I'm interested in this job. Show me how to apply. You say I'm interested. You hit next. You have to say that you're interested a second time and save it. Once you do that, the contact information will pop right back up. Every employer has specific instructions on how they want you to apply. If it's up here, it's okay. For example, if they put the phone number, it's okay to call them. If you don't see a phone number, don't call them. Brahms wants you to contact Ashley Thompson by sending the resumes to the email listed. So it's here. You can go ahead and click on it and it'll open it up. So I'm going to return the results. You see that 19 went to 18. So every time you go through one, that number is going to decrease. Make sure that you know, just by clicking that you're interested in Work in Texas does not apply for the job. You have to follow those contact instructions. You have to go that extra step to make sure that you apply for it. I'm going to do one more, Chick-fil-A night kitchen help. Okay, I'm scrolling down, I'm interested. I'm going to click I'm interested and hit next. I'm going to hit interested again and save it. Now I need to contact Jeff White in person to apply. I'm going to return the results. Now we have 17. You get the idea. What if you're browsing by jobs, which I don't like to use this too much, but sometimes you can. You can browse by occupation and location, agency, or just occupation or just location. Let me give you an example real quick. I'm going to choose occupation. I'm going to search in the Abilene region, Abilene area, and search. It's going to give me all the jobs in Abilene. Okay, let me find one. Let's say receptionist. I'm going to choose this. So I'm reading it. I know I can do this, right? I go to the bottom and it tells me my qualifications do not match. I can click this blue button. It says compare yourself to this job posting. It'll come up a screen. It will tell me exactly why I don't match. Number one, I don't have Abilene. You see what it says no? I don't have Abilene in my profile. I'm going to go down. I need to have one of these occupations in order for me to apply for this job. You see it says no, 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 no. So I also don't have keywords. So I've got a lot of work to do. The good thing about this, I can go back in, modify my profile. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, it says modify job match. You may not be able to see it here, but it is there. So I'm going to click modify job match. That means I have to go in and add a new pay and location, which was Abilene. Okay, go ahead and put $7.25 an hour. Remember I said before, choose all of these options. Okay, I'm going to hit next. The region, I'm choosing Abilene and Abilene again. On here, these lists of cities, if I want to choose one of them, it will eliminate the rest. If I choose nothing, it will include all of them. I'm going to save it. I need to add occupation. One of those occupations was office clerk, so I'm just going to search for office. Okay, I'm going to choose the second one, which is office clerks general. 5 years experience, no license, no supervisory experience. Scroll down to the bottom and save it. It also said I needed keywords. I'm going to choose here, keywords. And I need to add some keywords in here. One of them was receptionist. Add. Okay, I'm going to return to portfolio. Match jobs now. So I'm going to choose location. I want everything in Abilene to show up first. Well, let's see. It's not in there, so I need to go back and check it again. Browse jobs by location. Abilene. Abilene. Search. And you may have to do this a couple times before you get it right. Nothing wrong with that. Here's that receptionist job. I'm going to choose it again. Go to the bottom. It still says I don't match. I'm going to compare myself again. Let me find out where. Oh, I need to type 45 words per minute. Is that it? Let's see. Oh, I need to match all the keywords, not just one. So I need to add customer service and payroll in there. And these are skills. You can still get a match without those skills. Now the computer skills you have to enter. So I'm going to modify job match, go back, and keywords. Uh-oh. Customer service, add, and the other one was payroll, add. Return to portfolio. I want to go to my computer skills. I want to type 45 words per minute, and I want to choose that I do have experience with Excel, email, internet, PowerPoint, and Word. I'm going to save it. Let me see if this works. Match jobs now. I'm going to click location because I want it to alphabetize it. There it is. It's the very first one. So now it's in my job matches. So I'm going to click on it. Now I get to see how to apply. So I say I'm interested, hit next, and it's asking me a series of questions. Are you willing to submit to a background check? Yes. Are you willing to take a drug test? Yes. Can I provide proof of identification? Yes. Have you ever been convicted of a criminal offense? No. Do you have experience in word processing? Yes. Do you have at least 2 years in customer service? Yes. Are you willing to work in a warehouse environment? Yes. Choose continue. Now I have to say I'm interested again and save it. Make sure you save it. That's very important. Now it's giving me the contact information again. I can contact Michelle Mathis by email. If it says email, you want to send your resume. I'm going to return to results. Okay. Now, back here, brief overview. We did match jobs now. If you're not getting job matches, you can do Match Advisor. Click there, and it'll give you some hints on how to get your profile where it needs to be. I'm going back to the home page. If you get a job match alert, you can take that number they give you and put it in this job ID box and click search, and it'll pull up that job. Now, please don't make the common mistake. A lot of people will sign in and look over here to the right and see that you have 0 job match alerts. Then they sign out. Well, we all know that we have 46 job matches over here. See there, you have to go through all of them, especially if you're on unemployment. If you don't go through each and every one of those, they will cut your benefits off. So, if you have not filed for unemployment but you want to, you can click on this blue button on the right. It says go to Unemployment Benefit Services, and it'll take you through those steps. The bottom part is just upcoming job fairs or events, things like that that's going on in your local office. You have bulletins, news, and subscriptions. Back at the top, my portfolio, this is what the next video is going to be about, so I'm not going to go into details on that. You saw how we browse jobs. My interested list, you remember those jobs that we looked at? You can go back to your interested list and say if I forgot to write down the contact information, I can always go back and revisit. There it is. Career tools, great resource to help job seekers. Over to the far right, you have your message box. So sometimes you may get some messages from the workforce and they would be here. You can also send messages through the workforce. Back to homepage. That is basically it on this video. Please stay tuned for the next video that will show you how to create a great profile. Thank you and have a great day.